Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number 456-619. This is what's called a roller bumper, or maybe a roller stop. And this piece of equipment is not very common. You don't see it installed all the time, and you certainly don't see it installed all the time when those applications require a straight roller bumper like this one. But there are applications where this piece of equipment is the best option. When there is nothing installed, that's not good at all. And this is used in a particular application that you are mostly going to see in either hotel or motel type of applications, hotel applications, and residential applications as well. So what this is obviously a piece of material that has a roller bumper on it. It is straight. This is the shorter of two that are available, generally 4.5 and 6 inch. This is the shorter of the two. This happens to be 4 9/16. This is used in those applications where you have two doors that are perpendicular to each other that open into each other. So the application is residential application. In fact, the home that I grew up in, you enter the bathroom door, and that's a right-hand door. As you walk in, turn around and close the door, the towel closet or linen closet is right behind that door, which is a right-hand reverse. So you have a left-hand door and a right-hand door, and they literally open into each other. Okay, and that's where you'll see a straight roller bumper used. You can also have the same application where you have two doors perpendicular to each other that open into the same space, but they're the same hand. You would use a curved bumper for that. But when they are of opposite hands, one of each hand, so to speak, even though I said the towel closet was a right-hand reverse, I could have said left hand because the entry door to the bathroom is a right hand, but it swings out, so we would call it a right-hand reverse. It's still think left hand. You know, you've got one of each hand, basically. Why you would use a 4 9/16 versus the longer one, just purely the projection of the trim on your door. They call this one 4 9/16. You can see why, about 4.5 inch. The diameter of the base, 2 inch, they say, just heavy on that. The 619 in the part number means three things. First of all, it means it's made of solid brass. Number two, it means it's satin nickel plated. And number three, it has a lacquer applied, or a clear coat, a lacquer applied. That's what gives it that reflective type sheen. Okay, this is going to include screws in a complementary finish. There are 4 in this package. That's an oversight. There should only be 3. You only require 3. Okay, very nice fit and finish on this unit. That's a hallmark of the Rockwood line. Very nice fit and finish. Let's switch to the screen view and look at some supporting documentation. Okay, now this is the item that we are looking at, and it does show that little graphic there of two doors of the opposite hand. Okay, straight bumper is pretty good. You know, 4.5 inch or 6 inch, again, that's just going to be based on the projection of the trim that's hanging off the door. You know, you very likely could need the longer one, even though that's less common of an already relatively uncommon piece of hardware. Duraflex bumper, that bumper, you can purchase that separately as the item as seen here, 456B, and it will come with this spline-style compression rivet item. Not a rivet, but you replace that bumper, and you will sell those bumpers separately. They, with enough use, they will fatigue. Hotels, very common to see these items installed, and when you do have two doors that open into each other, you will most often see them installed when it's a hotel because they have to detail those doors correctly. A residential application is going to be less concerned with having proper commercial hardware on the door. Now, why is it important to use this? The reason it's important to use this, let's click on the product brochure because it will show you the curved as well, where you have two doors of the same hand. The issue that you have here is, here's the issue when you don't use these. Door, 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 got a door swinging in. Let's say that this door is slightly ajar. Okay, well, that door gets pushed all the way open, and the trim is going to make contact with the face of this door. Okay, so now this door is slightly ajar. This door gets opened from here to here, contact. Okay, let's say that this door is substantially ajar. The door is closed. Someone's going to open it. It's going to go bam. Someone's going to continue to push it till it gets to this point, and your door is at this point. But what's happened is the lever trim or the knob trim, and now the latch bolt is scarring the entire face of this door. What's even worse is that you'll have the edge, what's equally bad is you'll have the edge of the door hit and damaged where it gets chipped away. The problem is you could, while I can't think of an example, you could have one of these doors as fire rated. They might both be fire rated. And when you damage the face of a fire rated door, you definitely then compromise the integrity of that fire door. And fire doors cannot have any sort of open areas of fatigue or failure in them, whether it be the veneer or the core itself. So the lack of the proper piece of hardware can put you in a position, other than the doors making unintentional contact where there's really no damage done, all the way up to damaging the hardware in the doors, all the way up to now a door under the duress of a fire door audit would fail because they're damaged, they're scratched, and the core has been compromised, etc. So the 456 is that 4 9/16. The L version is the longer one, 6 1/4 they say. And again, you'll just need to make the determination what length best suits your requirement. Okay, and I would literally put my doors in this, half open position basically, and then measure. They don't give real guidance in terms of what backset to place those at. I would be tempted to get them as far to the edge of the door as I can so that I can mitigate the problem as early as possible. And I would be tempted to place it on the narrower of the two doors as well. And you'll want to make sure that as the doors swing, move them in tandem, open and closed. One door is opening while the other is closing. Then visualize where you'll place this straight roller bumper just to make sure you've got it placed exactly where you want. Now that link to the product brochure also, again, shows you that curved style. That's for two doors of the same hand. And there's actually down below here a video, well, this would show two doors of the same hand, so a curved roller bumper would be really good for this application. Yeah, very interesting. They placed a wall stop on this door so that when this door gets opened, it would hit the face of the lever trim. If that was, fun fact, if that was a fire door, that would fail a fire door inspection because that wall stop's not fire rated and they've got it attached to the door. I doubt that door is fire rated because I recall where that job was. But this door would be fire rated certainly because that went out to a corridor. Anyway, there is the availability of this item in lots of different finishes, and let's take a look at those now. Oil rub bronze equivalent, it's a powder-coated dark brown basically. Then we have polished brass for 605. 606 is satin brass. 612 satin bronze. 613 oil rub bronze. 619 is our satin nickel. 625 polished chrome. 626 satin chrome. Now, all of those are on solid brass. Because it's Rockwood, and because they're incredibly willing, capable, and able to accommodate requests for special finishes. If you want these in powder-coated black, which is the new vogue color, absolutely they'll do that. You want them in antique nickel, which would be a 620 finish, absolutely they'll do that. You're looking for, some sort of unusual variation on a finish. What I have found, if Rockwood possesses the ability to make it, they will entertain that. You might be building a hotel and you want, I was about to say white powder coat. I can't imagine you would want that, but maybe you would. But they can do that. Red powder coat as well. but other architectural finishes. They can do anything that can be done on brass can certainly be done as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera, but before we do so, this is the item that we were looking at. Right here is the link to the manufacturer's page. And that link is pretty helpful because it will allow you to review not only all of the Rockwood products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. You can search there 456, Control F, and then 456. You'll get to the page where you'll find that straight roller stop or roller bumper. And as you scroll through that section of the catalog, you'll find lots of other wall stops and floor stops and holders and things of that nature. So I would certainly encourage you to review that. There's also on that manufacturer's page going to be the link to the architectural door pull catalog. It's 100+ pages of manufactured to order door pulls is what it is. And if you are looking for such product, you'll want to absolutely dive into this catalog. Pulls that incorporate wood, obviously, architectural material like stainless, brass, bronze, even aluminum. They can do leather wrap. They can do santoprene, which is a synthetic rubber. Lots of options. And they also will encourage requests for special orders as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, a very nice quality item. Not often to sell, but we do sell a bushel load of them on a yearly basis, I suppose. I do generally see these, well, they go to residential applications, and I'm looking at the client's address, but also those hotel applications as well. I find that I either sell these one at a time, because, you know, you've got one house, and you've got one opening, one trouble area that has 2 doors, and there you go. Or someone needs 100 of them because it's a hotel. So there's no 12 is what I find. Anyway, any questions on the Rockwood 456 in a satin nickel finish or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.